have lights. I have that light on. I have lights here and it's still really dark. I think it's just getting to that time of year. I'm gonna try and get more lights. How many lights does my house need to have such a dark house? Happy Halloween! I am dressed up Arya Stark from the House of Black and White. I clearly don't really have a costume this year, but I wanted to get into a little bit of spirit and I don't have any face paint, so here we are. So this year for Halloween, I said last week that I really wanted to get into the spirit of things this year, so I chose some non-horror Halloween movies that I have never seen before and watched them this year for the first time. So these are my reactions.
This intro has a very Stranger Things vibe. Bless this movie for showing people actually becoming friends, and it's really sweet. It's so sweet. I generally hate zombie movies. I'm doing this for you, Leica. I just think zombies are dumb. Don't at me. I don't know if you can tell, but that movie actually made me like really emotional. It's good, and it's not what I expected, and that's the best kinds of movies, are the ones that you don't expect. So that's Paranorman. I'm glad I finally watched that. That was the one Holdout on Leica I hadn't seen. I like this movie. This is one of those movies where I'm frankly like just really embarrassed I haven't seen before. Pausing that quickly. I once had someone say that they always forgot that this movie was a musical because they're like, what's this? And then this is Halloween, but it's like, oh, there's just songs that are in the movie. No, I gotta say, I agree. It's very strange. You know this is a musical, but you don't go in expecting one, so people just start randomly singing. You're like, what's going on? And that's like a weird thing for me to say because I love musicals, but I think I just got it into my head, you know, because I've seen Corpse Bride, and that's not a musical. There's also the problem, singing voice for Jack Skellington is not the same as the speaking voice, which they do that all the time. So it's Danny Elfman that's doing the singing, and he sings a lot of it, which is fine, except for it throws you off with the way he sounds when he's singing doesn't match the way he actually talks. That has been throwing me off this whole movie. I needed to put that out there. Real question, are they actually together or is she just in love with him? Because I can't tell. Final thoughts? I think this movie was hyped up way too much. It was kind of just exactly what I expected it to be, and I don't even think if I'd watched it when I was a kid I would have had this much of attachment to it, particularly because I wasn't into like the creepy stuff as much when I was younger, and I didn't really like Corpse Bride the first time I saw it, and I saw that when I was much younger. That being said, I'm gonna watch it again at Christmas and then decide if it's a better Christmas or Halloween movie, because I don't know. And then after I figure that out, I will try watching it every year and see if I enjoy it more when I know what to expect but without the expectations being built up. I'm watching Hocus Pocus, and I think it's a requirement to point out that I am eating candy corn, which I paid an exorbitant amount of money for because I ain't playing. I had to press pause, but like, I am impressed by the score so far. Also, Kenny Ortega is one of the most respected choreographers in the world, but he's also the guy who directed High School Musical, and I don't think I'll ever be able to get that out of my head. What is happening right now? I'm not sure if I've ever seen a movie as early 90s as this movie. Oh my god. Literally the only scene from this movie I know about and have been waiting for. This is 2 movies on my list with zombies. I don't really like zombies. I like both of these movie zombies because they end up being nice zombies. Like, why aren't all zombies just like nice zombies? Let's just make movies about nice zombies. I feel obliged to point out that Hocus Pocus is like objectively terrible from like an acting standpoint, but it's super sweet and I absolutely see why people love it so much. I think this is another case of a movie that I might have liked a lot more if I grew up with it, but it's definitely a really fun movie. I'm eating dinner, so I'm gonna just watch another movie because why not? And I'm gonna watch Beetlejuice, which is a movie I've seen, I don't know, I've seen some of it but not all of it. But before I get started, I just found out that that one weird cat dude in Hocus Pocus is McGee on NCIS, and my mom like loves NCIS and my mind is just like, this music is legit iconic. Why is no one commenting on the fact that someone is like actively showing potential buyers pictures of this house when the people don't want to sell it? That's like not cool. If that's legal, it shouldn't be. I have to say, I never watched Batman, so even though I've seen some of this movie like be introduced to Michael Keaton, the first movie that I ever watched with Michael Keaton like start to finish was Spotlight, which is legit one of my favorite films, but it makes this just hilarious. Oh my god, her face. Hey, I have taken a shower related break, but I have a note for this movie. So I get it, and the model's probably got all of that styrofoamy stuff underneath the model, but when you're digging it up, why, when there's clearly an edge to that cork stuff, did you dig in the middle of it? Just put your shovel under the edge of it? It doesn't make sense. This is hammy and great, and Michael Keaton, everybody. Oh my god, this scene is a classic, and I love it, and I totally forgot it existed somehow, and I'm just really excited right now. Okay, I'll admit it, I had a lot of fun with that movie. Not that I expected otherwise, but I didn't get through it the first time. I just sort of figured there must have been a reason. I really liked it. That was a really fun movie. Good morning. I woke up way too early, can't get back to sleep, so I thought rather than just lay down and feel very sad for myself for the next 2 hours, I'm gonna watch a movie. I read somewhere that Roald Dahl didn't like this movie, and then I was like, what is it with children's authors not liking any film adaptations? So I was like, are there any good Roald Dahl adaptations? And I was like, I don't think so. Then I remembered Matilda. Matilda is a great Roald Dahl adaptation. I don't know what he thought of it or what his estate thought of it. I don't remember when he died. Then I remembered, wait, Willy Wonka. That is an excellent Roald Dahl adaptation. And then I remembered, oh yeah, he hated that one too. Ah well, swing and a miss. I don't understand movie villains whose entire motivation is just they hate all children. Because it's one thing to like not like kid, not want your own. Children grow into adults, so if you eradicate all children, how does that work? From like a villainous motivation point of view, like if you want to eat all the kids but you're totally cool with the adults, like how do you expect the adults to get there? For this witches meeting, I have to assume that they just didn't have enough women extras because half of them are very clearly men in dresses. And my question is, did they just sort of like leave them in full view because witches are supposed to be ugly, in which case rude, or they just not care and just hope no one would notice they're dudes? I have to say this, but the way Angelica Houston is like moving as Bruno like comes up to the stage is like overtly sexual and looks like she's like getting off to this child just walking towards her, and it's not a good look. Oh shit, I was not expecting like flat out murder in this movie. I gotta say, I'm really happy that last like 1 minute of the movie happened, because I would have been scarred for life as a child if they just stayed mice. Like that would have like gotten to me. Hey internet, remember when I said I was bad at watching Halloween movies? Well, I'm about to watch Ghostbusters for the first time. Stranger Things has led me to believe that this is an excellent film, and it better not let me down. Ew, Bill Murray. Gross. Not relevant question to ask any woman ever. You're a dick. I can tell by the way the camera's framing this that they're setting this up to be some sort of, if not a romance, then flirty something or other, but her insults to him are my favorite. I hate him. Like, I know you're not supposed to like him, but like, dick. I'll prove myself to you. God, I hate those love stories. Oh my god, that's that scene from the Halifax commercial. The flowers are still standing. I am deeply uncomfortable with the ghost blowjob. This romance has gone exactly the way I expected it to. Joy. The CGI in this movie is so terrible, it's almost endearing, and I love it. I think it's important to point out that this ghost had to possess her, dress her up, and then like do her makeup. Like, I'm trying to picture like possessed Sigourney Weaver just like... That was eyeliner. Those guys just got out of the wrong side of the car from the last scene they were in. Just pointing that out. This man has no dick is one of those genuinely funny lines that I have been quoting for years, even though I've never seen this movie. So I've seen Ghostbusters now. I feel like all of my reactions up till this point have been laughing at it or being weirded out or vaguely uncomfortable. I feel like most of that comes from how like insanely 80s a lot of this movie is. Some things like Sigourney Weaver just like floating and then like spinning and like trying to act all sexy at the same time. It's just weird. But that being said, I was laughing pretty much the entire way through the last bit of the movie, and in case anybody is wondering, dance is my favorite. Hello internet. Today I am wearing all black because apparently that's all I own. I'm telling you this because it's very fitting. I'm gonna watch The Addams Family today for the first time. This feels inherently wrong. Much better. My favorite thing in these movies is when people see this like really weird stuff happening and just treat it like it's like the most normal thing in the world. That's my favorite. It's hilarious. His real brother just like actually screams in the night. This is amazing. I'm 28 minutes into this movie and Wednesday Addams was my hero. The hand clapping game that goes with this song, my sister and I are real good at it. I learned 5 seconds ago by looking it up that Fester is Christopher Lloyd. And I've been saying, you know, he's vaguely familiar, but like, I don't know where I've seen him before. And now I'm like, idiot. I had to pause that a second because I just need to say, I watched The Witches yesterday. I despised Angelica Houston in that movie, not because she was bad in it, she just plays a terrible character, and today I'm like, wow, she's so pretty. I took a break to shower, but this party is just so much happiness and joy and dancing, and I'm into it. Also, A Cousin It and then that One Lady Romance, here for it. I gotta say, I loved that film. That was a lot of fun.
So those are my Halloween reactions. I think those movies are really like half and half for me. Like half of them I really, really loved, and half of them I wasn't sure about or had a lot of fun with, but would have enjoyed it more if I was younger when I saw it the first time. Movies I'm absolutely going to watch again are Paranorman, kind of obviously, but that movie made me cry, so really not much better you can get with that. And The Addams Family. I loved The Addams Family. Almost dressed up as Wednesday Addams for this video, but I think that would have been a little obvious of what I thought of the film, so I decided not to do that, hence Arya Stark. I had a lot of fun watching these movies. I'm actually not done. I am about to watch a Halloween Town marathon. I'm gonna be putting some reactions to how I feel about it this many years later on my Instagram, so if you want to check that out, obviously my Instagram will be in the description. Thank you so much everyone who gave me recommendations. If you gave me a recommendation that was a horror film, I'm still gonna watch it, but I think I'm gonna spend the next year or so kind of watching horror films rather than watching them all at once, because I hate them and I really need to be in the right mindset. And if you did recommend something to me that was like a TV show or a movie that didn't make it onto this list, it doesn't mean I'm not watching it, it just means I only had 4 days. Quick heads up for future. My schedule has recently become pretty insane until December. So until that point at least, I'm gonna be posting videos on Saturdays. So not Fridays, Saturdays, and then in December or past that, depending on how I think my schedule is gonna be in the new year, I will reevaluate how I'm gonna be doing this and when I'm gonna be putting videos up, because I don't want to keep changing the days. I'll just sort of see how it goes. Find my new videos on Saturdays. Thank you so much for watching my reactions. I hope they were in some way enjoyable, and I'm really, really sorry if I insulted one of your favorite films. I promise I did like Hocus Pocus a lot. It was just really weird. I mean, as usual, I put all of my social medias in the description box, so please check those out, and I will see you all next Saturday. Have a lovely Halloween. Bye.